Hello. Good morning. Good morning. I have really been thinking a lot about being encouraging, especially to our children. I think you should be encouraging to people in general, but especially to your children, because your children look up to you so much. If you don't have children of your own, but you have kids around you that are close to you, this would apply also. But I'm thinking mostly of like dreams and goals and how we impose our opinions on our children's dreams and goals so frequently. You hear stories about people whose grandpa was a doctor and dad was a doctor, so I have to be a doctor. It's like, well, do you want to be a doctor, or is that just what's expected of you? And do your parents, specifically say that to you? And I know sometimes that happens, but sometimes you don't necessarily get told that with words, but you also get those indirect expectations set forth, whether intended or not. But I just think that we need to encourage our children to set dreams and goals of their own. And it doesn't mean you can't give ideas or support or help or things like that, but offering ideas doesn't mean forcing them on your children. So if you think your child should become a doctor, you can say, I'd love it if you were a doctor. But if that's not what you want to do, and you want to be a gymnast, and that's really what your goal in life is to be a gymnast, then I'm going to support you being a gymnast. If that's realistically what you want. My son, for example, plays football. He wants to be in the NFL. I support him 100%. I drive him to practices. I lose sleep because I'm up and running him around for football. It costs a fortune. I support his goal to be in the NFL 100%. I do, however, like to be realistic with him and also let him know that he should have some sort of an idea of what he would like to do if that does not work out. And I'm not trying to say that I don't believe he can do it. I do believe he can do it. I've seen him make tons and tons and tons of changes to try to become better at football, and he's putting in the work. I mean, he's focused. So I definitely believe he can do it. I also know that things happen beyond our control sometimes. Injuries, just lots of things. I mean, even if he changed his mind, senior year of college, he doesn't get drafted right away and he's still in college. What are you going to do? You can't go to college for football. So what are you going to major in? Things like that. So, and if he doesn't need them, fine. If the NFL is all he needs, then great. That's fantastic. Then he can toss the other stuff aside. However, it doesn't hurt to have a backup plan on anything that you're focused on. So I encourage my son to be the best that he can be at football because that's his goal and his dream, and I support that. But I also support the idea of having a backup plan. So I don't think that that's a bad thing. And I don't tell him what his backup plan needs to be or should be. I just try to offer him ideas or take what he's good at or the things he's interested in and offer things that he could use those things to make a career out of. So he's really focused on nutrition and exercise. So I said, listen, if the NFL doesn't happen for whatever reason, if you change your mind or something happens and you can't play, what would it be that made you happy? And he wants to do personal training and nutrition. So I said, listen, you don't have to be an NFL player to work with the NFL. That would be a great career to go into if you wanted to work with athletes in the NFL. You could be a personal trainer and a nutritionist for athletes. That would be super cool. You'd get up close and personal with the lifestyle that you like, and you'd be around the people that you would have been around if you were an NFL player. You'd still be in that environment that you love so much, and you'd also be doing something that you enjoy. So it wouldn't be a total bad thing. However, if that's not what he wants to do, I'm going to support him. I'm going to encourage him. I try and just give him little like buds of ideas of things and let him carry them where he wants them to be. I think it's important that we let our kids have their own goals and dreams. Yes, we can guide them and we can offer advice and suggestions and help them develop themselves so that they can make the right choices for themselves. But I don't think we should force our goals and dreams onto our children. My goal and my dream for my kids is for them to be successful in whatever it is they choose. I just want them to be successful. And I want them to work hard towards whatever it is that they're trying to do. I told my daughter the other day, she's like, well, Mom, I lost a race to Dominic. And I said, yeah, but you know what? You didn't give up. You used to give up when you'd race him because he would beat you so bad you'd just give up halfway through and you'd stop trying. But you didn't. You kept trying no matter what. Even if he did beat you, you still tried your hardest until the very end. You didn't slow down at the end. You didn't decide you were going to lose. You just kept trying. I said, I would rather you come to me any day and say, Mom, I didn't win, but I sure gave it my all. I gave it everything I had. I would be so proud. Like, that's the goal. Give it all you got. And as long as you're doing that and you're happy with what you're doing, that's the goal. Definitely the goal. So, support your kids. Allow them to have their own goals and dreams. Help them nourish those goals and dreams and support them and let them experience the things that they are interested in. Even if it's not something that you would necessarily choose for your kid if you had your own perfect world, but let them discover those things. Let them be who they want to be.